champion in 2018. And then this is Benjamin Allen from Empire Elite. Lifetime best of 4:00:04 in the mile. That was set on July 1st. He's also run 3:40.58 for 1500. He's getting his master's in coaching and athletic administration and giving back to the sport as a high school and middle school cross country and track and field coach.
We did miss there as we were showing Harris. Dan Michalski, former Indiana Hoosier, is going to wear hip number 1, a mile personal best for him of 4:02. So two guys wearing hips 1 and 2 who are a combined 600ths away from getting under 4 for the first time. That's Alec Basten, a Minnesota Golden Gopher, looking to break 4 for the first time. He's run 4:03. Begins physical therapy school in 5 days. He's about to be a very busy man. He was 7th at the NCAA championship in the steeplechase, an event where he competed at the USA Championships.
And this is Matt Wisner from New Gen Track and Field. And the New Gen folks have done a marvelous job getting young people really excited about the sport. He is going to smash his lifetime best, Will, because it's 4:13:32, which he ran indoors in 2019. He's been primarily an 800 runner in his career. As I mentioned before, he ran on that 4x-mile as a part of the Duck Track Club that included Cooper Tier and also Cole Hocker.
Number 6, the 5th place finisher in the USA.
And there is Paul Ryan of Adidas. He had a spectacular performance at a similar meet to this one earlier this summer. I had the call for that one here on Runner Space, the Festival of Miles. Ran his personal best there, in fact, at the beginning of the summer in 3:55.95. 25-year-old who competed collegiately for Washington State. He was 9th at the U.S. Championships a few weeks ago.
And next up, that's Vince Ciattei from the Oregon Track Club Elite. Vince, 3:54:31 miler indoors, 3:55:28 out. He was 2nd in the NCAA indoor mile in 2018. He was the 10th ranked 1500 meter runner in the U.S. in 2021. He's a very good 800 man too, 146.82. His best there in a 3:34:47 for 1500.
There's Amos Barnelsmeyer running for Nike Bowerman Elite. Competed at Georgetown, 12th in the 1500 meter final this summer at the German Championships. And he represented his country a year ago in Tokyo, a 3:45:35 season's best for him at 1500. He has run 3:53 for a mile, and he's very happy for the return of European soccer. A fan of Eintracht Frankfurt, the Europa League winners. We're pulling out some soccer facts here too, Tom.
And this is Rob Heppenstall, a 25-year-old from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. And watch out for him because he will factor into this race. He ran a lifetime best 3:35:17 for 1500 on July 15th in LA. He was the Canadian champion at the 1500 meters in a very tactical race this year. The Canadian champion at 800 meters last year. He was 3rd in the NCAA indoor 2018-2019 for Wake Forest.
How about this summer for this young man, Jonathan Davis, who runs for Atlanta Track Club Elite, a debut for him in this jersey where he wore the Illinois singlet in a 2nd place finish in the 1500 at the U.S. Championships. He competed at Illinois for 6 years. That's undergrad, a finance degree, a graduate degree, and a Master of Accountancy. Ran a stunning 3:46:01. Didn't have the world standard, but did run 3:33:8 3 weeks ago in LA. Very fit at 1500 this summer.
And this is Rorey Hunter. And Rorey, a 29-year-old from Canberra, Australia, went to the University of Indiana, best of 3:57:39. He almost broke that in Cork, Ireland on a terrible day, rainy, windy on July 5th, 3:57:94. He was 2nd in the Big Ten indoor mile in 2016 and 2nd Big Ten outdoors in the 1500 in 2015.
Festus Lagat wears hip number 12, returning to the state of North Carolina, where he won 2 NJCAA National Indoor Championships running for Gillette. Transferred to Iowa State, was terrific there. He was 4th in the 800 at the Kenyon Championships this summer. A ton of speed for this man who ran 1:45:17 last weekend in Memphis at the Ed Murphy Classic.
And our next runner, Sean McGorty, may be the most versatile middle and long distance runner in the United States, if not the world. 3:55.21 is his mile best, and his 10,000 best is 27:18.15, and his run steeple in 8:20.79. He ran the steeple 1 year, and he ran an 8:20.79, and that's what he ran at the U.S. Olympic Trials last year. He's hot off the World Championship 10,000, where he finished 12th, a very, very respectable finish for a man that has not run that distance until this year. Third at the USATF Championships in the 10K.
We're in hip number 14. There is Jai Edwards, also from Canberra, the 2021 Australian National Champion at 1500 right here. He's 24 years old, has a mile personal best of 3:49.27. His second ever trip to the States. It's only his fourth race of the year. Ran that 3:49 a year ago. He is the fourth fastest Australian of all time. That record, of course, now belonging to Ollie Hoare at 3:47.48.
And Yared Nuguse, who was definitely going to be one of our favorites, 23 years old, graduated from Notre Dame this year, lifetime best of 3:54.46. He ran a collegiate record at the time here in Raleigh last year in the heats of the ACC Championships of 3:34.68. He's hot coming in. He ran 3:34.95 for first at the Murphy Classic in Memphis just a week ago. He was third in the U.S. Olympic Trials last year in the 1500, did not run in Tokyo due to injury.
And there is Sam Prakel, who is going to round out this field. The Oregon Duck is running his fourth Sir Walter meet. His first was in 2018. That was his first race for Adidas at the time. And that is still his outdoor mile personal best of 3:54.64. I think that's going down tonight. He's run 3:50.94 indoors. He was 8th at the U.S. Championships and ran a personal best at 1,500 meters in Los Angeles 1 month ago at 3:34.92. So, Tom, this is a spectacular field. The times are going to be quick. Who are the main characters in this story? Who are you looking for here over these 4 laps?
I was afraid you were going to ask me that because it's so good. It's so hard to predict. I think Lagat will be in there, Davis will be in there, and Nuguse. Those would be the 3 that I think are tough. And then Prakel, because he runs so well here, a third and 21, a second and 19, a third and 18. I got to believe he will be a factor as well. But it is an absolutely loaded race, and it's going to be a cracking race.
We'll try and keep you informed as to the pace each lap.
So we are off and running here. The stars out in a very big way. Isaiah Harris setting the pace. And anybody can take this one as the pace is pretty quick here through the opening 300.
And Jonathan Davis looks very good on his shoulder. Jonathan Davis in excellent shape. Prakel, as mentioned, and Nuguse, as mentioned, both near the front. It'll be interesting to see what the time is here at 440 yards, about 58.4, so a little bit slower than I would have imagined.
Davis followed by Nuguse, right behind the pacer Isaiah Harris. A little bit of shoving there at the back. As stepping back in was Benjamin Allen in lane 1, but it is single file. And we'll see if this pace quickens just a little bit here on lap number 2 with Davis leading the way in that new Atlanta singlet.
Very different than the women's race, Will. We saw a breakaway of 4 runners plus the pacer Barton, but here everybody is still in this thing, and I think it's a function of the pace being a little bit slow. And now you can see there are a couple tail enders, Wisner there in second to last, and maybe a little bit out of it at this point.
So Jonathan Davis has done the hard work here early, running right behind Isaiah Harris. Yared Nuguse, a week after a win in Memphis, is going to take things over right on Harris's shoulder. Harris takes a peek back. It's 1:58 with 2 to go. And the new leader is the new pro, Nuguse, running in the on singlet.
As much as I would love to have a fast race, I'm a sucker for a competitive race. And I think we're going to have that here. Harris is stepping away, but it may be too slow to really see a super fast time. Nuguse taking this over. I wonder how comfortable he's going to be. Look at Sean McGorty, the 10K guy. The 10K guy is in second. And there's Prakel, who always runs well here in third, and Jonathan Davis in fourth. That just gives you an illustration of Sean McGorty's talent. Look at this guy right on Nuguse's shoulder with just over a lap to go.
The speed of Nuguse, the strength of McGorty. To the business end of this one, as McGorty is really pushing it here. These two have broken away from the rest of this field, and it is a fast field behind them that's going to try to chase them down. Vince Ciattei running into fourth. Sam Prakel is there in third. Can anybody catch Nuguse and McGorty, who are off and running, trying to showcase their strength and speed with 300 left?
256.6 at 13:20. Sean McGorty's lifetime best, 355.21, under threat here. You can see Festus Lagat, number 12 now, moving up very quickly on the outside there.
It is Sean McGorty, the 10K runner, against the mile specialist, Yared Nuguse. One of the best ever to do it at the collegiate ranks for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. It's going to be a battle all the way into the final 100. The grimace on the face of Sean McGorty really pushing here, but Nuguse is going to push away. Lagat closing down the gap, but he's not going to have enough time. Yared Nuguse wins it on the final 50 meters.
And last lap in 56.5 roughly. And I think unofficially on my clock it was 3:53.3, which would break Lopez Lemong's meet record of 3:53.86 set in 2015. And by the way, Festus Lagat, my God, where did he come from? He just really exploded on that last lap. He must have run 52 seconds on that last lap. And you can see down the backstretch here, this is, down the home stretch, this is Nuguse with Lagat right there. Nuguse ran a really smart race for him. I don't know if he ever knew that Lagat was that close. Vince Ciattei also ran very well, closed down hard. It looks like McGorty should have gotten a lifetime best in third, and a tremendous race for this guy who just ran a 10,000 meter world championship race just a couple weeks ago. Phenomenal.
Just incredibly gutsy runs by all of these men going for it on that last quarter. Yared Nuguse, 2 weeks, 2 wins, one at 1,500, one at the mile, and a shiny new personal best in that new shiny new On Athletic Club singlet. It is 3:53.34. That is a lifetime best for the former Notre Dame standout at the mile.
And for Nuguse, he takes down the Lopez Lemong meet record from 2018 of 3:53.86. Lagat, who had to have run about a 52-second last lap, gets a lifetime best with a 3:54.02. Sean McGorty, lifetime best, 3:54.51. Vince Ciattei, a lifetime outdoor best of 3:54.79. Rob Heppenstall, 3:55.15, a lifetime best. I mean, unbelievable. In 84-degree temperatures and high 50% humidity, what an incredible group of performances.
And it was an incredible crowd all night long over this last hour that went by extremely fast, just about as fast as those milers did over the last couple of turns. Tom, we mentioned it at the start of the broadcast, the growth of track and field directly correlated with the growth of meets like this in the United States. So much fun watching these with you and watching these guys and girls finish so quickly.
And just a shout out to Pat Price and to the Roberts brothers for an incredible job at putting this all together. I mean, this is out of the love of, this is not I can imagine a huge money-making venture, especially because there's no fee for for the fans to come in. You have to give credit to folks like that give of their time, give of their heart to this sport, And these runners responded in such a spectacular way. You see the results coming in. We've got 8 under 3:57 at this point. It's just a phenomenal race. And another one, Jai Edwards at 3:56.60. What a magical night here in Raleigh, North Carolina.
And it has been fun watching it with each of you over this last hour. Nikki Hiltz, Yared Nuguse, 2 spectacular runs to win here tonight in Raleigh. Final thoughts from us, Tom. I'm going to put you on the spot again and ask you to narrow it down. What's the biggest thing you take away? What's the highlight of these 2 spectacular races for you here this evening?
Well, I'm going to answer that in 2 parts. The first part is, it was a highlight for me to be able to work with you and work this event with the Runner Space team, because this is a special, special event. And to have 12 men's milers under 4 minutes, and I got the humidity wrong. It's actually 67% humidity. To perform like this is magnificent. And Nikki Hilt's inspirational performance to run the 2nd fastest time in the world this year is phenomenal. And it bodes very well for the rest of the season.
Certainly does. A season that will continue for many, a season that for some may have ended here tonight. After World Championships, after National Championships, of course it is such a quick turnaround to another world title year in another summer. And a calendar that, because of the COVID-19 pandemic, gets condensed. It gives us a lot of opportunities for really fast times, really big meets. And we're all right with that when we get to see performances like we saw tonight here at Raleigh.
I think one thing, you mentioned the World Championships next year. It's going to be very good for the sport of athletics, track and field, to have 5 consecutive years of either Olympics or World Championships. It puts it in the public eye, and that is so, so important to have that. I mean, why not have a World Championship every year? Because it does draw attention to athletics in such a positive way.
So let's head down to the track, and we are going to hear from our men's winner, Yared Nuguse, standing by with another member of Team USA. Colleen Quigley is going to talk with him about tonight's race.
All right, wait for it. All right, I have the men's champion here, Yared Nuguse. Absolutely crushed out there. I have to say, though, didn't know if you were going to take the W with the bell lap. You were in 2nd, looking strong, but I mean, Sean looks strong too. I want to know thoughts going through your head, a lap to go and a mile. You're also chasing down a bunch of records, a bunch of cash money on the table. What was going through your mind with a lap to go?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing going through my mind a lap to go is just kind of staying calm. You know, when someone passes you, like the initial reaction is kind of freak out, but just take a deep breath. You know, there's still a lot of race left, and it's just about putting myself in a position where I can truly give my kick and just everything I have at the end of it. And I was able to do that today, so very happy with it.
Amazing. And he's already told me he's headed off to Europe after this. A lot of racers at this point in the season are hanging on like by fumes, right? Like USA's is over, Worlds is over, and you're going out to Europe to run some more races. You must be feeling pretty good. How are the legs feeling?
The legs are feeling very good, honestly. Okay. I mean, I think I took a little like reset kind of after USA's and everything that happened there, and then got a lot of training block in to kind of where I'm ready to kind of go a little bit longer than I would in a normal season after college. But yeah, it's going to be a fun time next few races.
Great. Well, Yared broke the state record, and for all the people at home who haven't heard, there was a big prize on the line. A donation was made by a local doctor here in Raleigh. Anyone who could break the North Carolina state record, which I'd have to look up the points, but Yared broke it by like a couple hundredths of a second, right? 353 point.
Some tenths, some hundredths.
Yeah. By tenths of a second. So it's a $5,000 payday, and I just have to say, I wish you lots more paydays in Europe. So just keep raking it in and bringing home gold everywhere you go. Congratulations.
I will. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks so much. Colleen Quickly doing a good job, making an announcer debut as well. Tonight, we talk a lot about the runners, and Colleen coming into the broadcast booth a little bit with us and doing a good job interviewing in the stadium and here on our broadcast feed. But there you hear Yared Nuguse trying to stay calm, trying to stay composed in that last 100. That is something that he does a masterful job of.